Hi, I'm Terry Kolath. I'm here with Seth Mendel of Teledora, who is once again sharing his history expertise with us. This time, one of his passions, the story of New England whaling. Thanks for joining us, Seth.
Well, it's very nice to be here and to talk about this topic. It's a topic, I guess, that's near and dear to my heart. And that after I left teaching in 1990 and moved up to the little town of Mattapoisett right next to New Bedford, which has the largest whaling museum in the world.
Whoa.
I decided that's where I should get involved. And so I spent 17, 18 years there as a docent, and then teaching docent classes, and I just kind of fell in love with this whole 200-year span of whaling.
Well, I was just amazed when you first started explaining to me the importance of whaling. I mean, everything that was done with the whale, right when we needed it. And you're going to go into great detail on that.
I'm going to start with the very beginning in the colonies when the Nantucketers and those that lived on the outer rim of Cape Cod built watchtowers on the sand dunes and watched for the migrating right whales to swim by the shore.
Give me chills.
And they dragged their whaleboats off the beach and went out and harpooned these whales. Now, of course, we think that's terrible, but back then, that was a moneyed business. And, you know, these early colonists that came over were not all destitute people. They were well-to-do, educated individuals, and they realized the value of this whale oil. And as I said in the little write-up that's in the catalog, whale oil was used to light the lamps of the world.
Absolutely.
And if you didn't use whale oil, you had only the light of your hearth, or you had a light from a dish with some vegetable oil or pig fat in it with a rag that gave you a smoky yellow flame. Unless, of course, you lived over around the Mediterranean.
Right.
Then you burned olive oil. But that still didn't match the clear, white, clean flame of whale oil.
Interesting. It's fascinating. And there is so much information that we're going to take two parts.
We're going to do 2 sessions this time, and not only talk about whales and the whaling and how it was done, but also the construction of these ships that sailed the world.
Interesting. Very interesting. So I love how your interest in history found a new home, and all the years that you spent there, we're going to be the beneficiaries of now, to be able to hear this story of New England whaling.
Well, we're going to make it as interesting as we can. I've got a number of little stories in my back pocket, so to speak, about these whaling voyages and interesting people and how they survived. It's a fun time.
And it's our history. How fabulous.
It's our history, and probably, I don't want to put myself out on a limb, but I would dare to say it was the first major industry that we, the colonists, and then the early United States, 13 states, first industry we really had on our seacoast was this whaling industry.
And so much must have come from that. So much in terms of practices of how to run an industry, what the financial rewards for certain people provided, and the idea of always looking for something better.
That's right, and of course it helped with fostering and developing trade with Europe, because Europe was where the market was for this whaling. I mean, the early colonists couldn't burn gallons and gallons of whale oil. So where did it go? It went to the affluent cities of Europe. As a matter of fact, in the 1800s, about 90% of the whale oil that came into New Bedford was immediately put on packet ships and sent over to London, to Paris, and the other major cities of Europe.
Amazing. Something we can be proud of and something that's fascinating.
Right.
Well, you have an opportunity, I think. Check with either service desk and see if there's still room in the Story of New England Whaling, a 2-part program. I hope you can join us.